Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Tyranny blind. Last time I became an honorary Beastman, so let's talk to Red Fang. A human has survived Stonestalker's rite of savagery in stone. The Beastwoman licks the tips of her fingers and sniffs them thoughtfully. Red Fang is impressed. Human must be savage strong to become as Beastwoman. Well, I guess if I literally became a Beastwoman, then that would be a twofold change on my part. Now human is Stonestalker. Means humans will help tribe rid ancestors' lands of Elder Teeth stealers. Will protect legacy and strength of Beastwoman. Yes. Yes, I'll ensure that the Earthshakers leave your lands and do not return, but you have to let them leave with any of the Elder Teeth that they have already harvested. Why? Why should Red Talon let trespassers leave with precious teeth? She gnashes her teeth, irked. It'll be the easiest and fastest way to get them to leave, trust me. She grants her acceptance. Beastwoman will trust human who is a tribe mage. If needed, tribe will allow earth mystics to leave with teeth already stolen but cannot steal more, and can never again slink into Stonestalker lands. Beastwoman agree. Tell them.
I got it.
I've got enough reputation with them so that I get a bonus to things. That's a cool bonus. It activates on its own and grants my party bonuses to various activities. Mark of the tribe. Plus 10% endurance defense. Are you wearing 2 trinkets? You are. How about you? You're wearing 0. So are you. To be honest, I'm going to put those on you because I find that ironic. Because obviously Barrick hates the Beastmen. So decorating him with that, like their war paint, is a might be a nice lesson about cultural sensitivity or whatever. Well met on your return, Fatebinder. I've earned standing with the Beastmen, and have convinced them to let you keep the crystals you've mined. I can't say I'm thrilled with the terms you've presented us, but I can agree to them. We will begin preparations to depart with great haste, and will only take the crystals we have already harvested. It will take some time to handle the logistics, but as soon as we're able, we'll withdraw to Howling Rock. I assure you that we'll do no disservice to your Beastmen brethren. If you're heading back to Howling Rock ahead of us, you can take this crate of pure azurite with you. Yes, this is an exceptional yield and will serve us well for the ritual. While I appreciate the kind assessment, I'm not sure I deem our haul to be much more than scarcely adequate due to the duress nature of our excavation. In fact, it couldn't hurt to harvest a few extras to supplement the collection, perhaps with more prominent striational patterns. Yeah, I've collected some myself, so...
Sorry, I can't.
They might be of use. Thank you again for your help in this affair, Fatebinder. You've done us a great service for our research. Yeah, but before I leave though, I might try activating this Spire over here, because I have a picture of this. So I kind of need. How does it go? Like this, and then like this, I guess. And the circle in the middle.
Watch where you step. This has trap written all over it.
Will do.
Blah, blah. Okay, so that's another Spire claimed, I assume. I'll build a forge here. I have quite a few upgrades that would use a forge. The now familiar light of the spire courses skyward, trailing off towards the horizon in the direction of Vengeance Well. You feel the ground beneath you fall away as you give in to the warmth of the energy surrounding you. The Aurora Spire in Golf Glow feels violent and unsettled, like it would claw itself from the earth if it had the strength. The stones, though clean, feel slick with blood. Something of the ritual and the turmoil of the stone sea has warped this isolated place over the years. You feel the energy well up from the ground, and with reckless enthusiasm, form a bond with Vengeance Well. Feels good, tastes like blood slicked on the tongue, feels like kith and killing and claws and furrowing into flesh. Such savage power feels like rutting and howling in the shadow of rough stone. I can still smell the Beastmen from up here. Their stench is as powerful as an edict. This is incredibly unnerving. Does anyone feel like they are about to tip over? Why does the floor seem to be rocking? You've acquired Aurora Spire. Yeah, I'm going to build a forge here. The forge upgrade allows you to improve weapons and armor and forge powerful new items. Great. Let's do that. And let's hire some like researchers and stuff. Teachers control fire. Okay. This is pretty useful because I have some fire skills. I might invest into something more. Sure, let's have this guy. 6 spots here as well. Control fire, control atrophy. But this one has control vigor as well, which is useful for what's his name? Lantry. Provides bronze ingots, iron ingots, specializes in unique weapons. A person I know from Conquest who teaches control atrophy as well. Let's hire her or him. Let's hire this guy, a unique merchant who specializes in weapons. And I guess let's get both of them to get supplies. This one gets iron, and I'll get a merchant specializing in light armor.
Right.
Welcome to your forge, Fatebinder. Yeah, I'll be back in a second, because actually I think if I do this, they are just going to appear. Which obviously will make it a little bit easier, sort of navigation-like. Okay, do I have any training to do? Tycon the Swindler. Okay, they cannot teach me anything. I'll get some research done at the other place. Allows you to make the Azure Bell with the access to Spire Infirmary upgrade. Research me a recipe for new drug. Although I can't do that at the moment, I guess. Let's get new items.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Let's max out the lore.
Will do.
Okay, and now if I go back, I think the other people that I've hired should have appeared, right? Indeed. Okay, let's talk with everyone then. The forge fires burn bright, Fatebinder. Volus bows low before you. How may I serve? Well, tell me about the forge. If you want to upgrade your weapons and armor, you can use any of those anvils. It should be simple enough if you've got materials. If you need something that requires a mastersmith, like forging one-of-a-kind item, come talk to me and I'll see what I can do. I found this hilt in the old walls. What can you tell me about it? That looks like the hilt of the Sentinel, one of the finest swords the Forgebound ever made. I could recreate it for you if you want. I found a reference to the dagger called Heart's Blood. What can you tell me about it? Let me see that book. That's incredible. Unfortunately, the information in that book isn't sufficient for me to recreate it. If you were to give me more information about it, I could probably make it for you. What can you make right now? Okay, Artifact Alchemist's Gloves. Seems interesting for... Plus 10 to all magic skills. Pretty cool. Wow, there's a couple of those artifacts actually. Commander's Plate. Yeah, let's start with this, I guess. The Forgebound initially conceived of the Chirarch's robes as a means of protecting their smiths from the dangers of conjured flame. Weaving together fragments of cloth from disparate mage guilds produced a result altogether more useful than they could have imagined, a protective garment that combines the tolerances of otherwise distinct arcane traditions. Robes like these were similarly assembled by Ponto the Agglomerate, a resentful mage who has been rejected by most of the major guilds and thought himself superior to the arcane establishment. He set off into the wilderness with the aim of founding his own course of study and was not seen for many years. He later reappeared while breaking into the chambers of the Mage Guild elders, cutting at their robes and murdering those who caught him in the frenzied act. That's a much different sentence. The legalities of the research were put into question. Some argued the right of magician's folly to protect Ponto from punishment, but Kairos' peace was also to be upheld. In the end, a coterie of apprentices from disparate guild assembled Ponto's last known hiding spot and accidentally bombarded it with arcane force, within their rights destroying all but a few ragged strips of cloth. Draw forth from a horrifying mask of energy. All enemies within a cone become terrified. So it's like a crowd control kind of thing? Sure, forge this for me. I assume you can do two things at once. Or can you? Yeah, the recruits are busy forging Kairos robes. Okay, let's leave them to it for now. The forge-bound levitates a small glowing orb of flame in his hand before suddenly clenching it with his fist, smothering the flame into nothing but smoke and ash. Fatebinder, he gives you a quick bow. I am Nikostas. I am not yet a master, but I find teaching others my ways only betters my own understanding. If you wish to be trained, only ask.
I've got it.
What can I upgrade here? Is the answer everything? Can I upgrade like a staff, or is it only... I can, and it's pretty cheap. Can I upgrade barracks? I can! Okay, this is very cool and useful, because obviously he can't wear anything else. But I've spent almost all of my money on it, so I guess I'll stop for now. The Blood Chanter stands with his arms crossed, casually watching the goings on the forge with little to no expression. He glares at you as you approach. He glares back. His eyes slightly narrow as he continues to glare. His glare continues as small beads of sweat form above his brow. His glare intensifies, the beads of sweat now meandering through every crevice of his face. His intense glare finally breaks with a grin. I like you, Fatebinder. How may I be of service? What can you do for me? Okay, teach Frost and Fire and Atrophy. But I don't have any training spots left. So, yeah, let's just talk with everyone. The man gives you a slight bow with his arms outstretched before him. You see the markings both familiar and foreign to you. Greetings, Fatebinder. I may not be a mystic or a mighty warrior, but what I possess are my connections to the world of trade. Have you traveled the world? Yes, I've seen this empire from one to the end to the other, and it would seem that my travels always take me to the very heart of Kairos' conquest. He crosses his arms and looks beyond the spire. The tears, however, are unlike anything I've seen before. I'm sorry to digress. I'm sure you would like to see my wares. What's so different about the tears? The tears are rich with a long and complex history, a crucible of sorts for leaders of palpable magnitude, he chuckles to himself. I wouldn't be surprised if Kairos herself was a tearsman eons ago.
Sorry, I can't.
You see what I see?
Oh, okay, 10 iron bits. Stanis Javert, the briefest of smile crosses his face as is gone as quickly as the light flickers across it. If what they say is true about the magic of these spires, it would be my distinct honor to work for you among these forges. What have you made for me? A bunch of bronze. Esteemed Fatebinder Stanis Javert, the man bows deeply before you. With so many hours spent in the forge, we artisans are a bit prone to gossip. Needless to say, the Fatebinder of the Mountain Spire has been the subject of many conversations while working the bellows. If I may be so bold, I have a question for you. He fidgets with his hammer anxiously for a moment. Ask away. Praxis's eyes light up with the same intensity as the forge behind him. From where does Kairos' power truly stem? Is it from the magic of edicts? Is it from the Archons, or perhaps from the loyal subjects and their toil? But that's an interesting question, which deals a little bit more with philosophy. I guess, because you could make an argument that like, I understand what they are trying to say when people claim that Kairos' power comes from the people who serve him, because like in a roundabout way, because the fact that the entirety of the world worships him makes him grander, but I really think it boils down, in the simplest terms, it boils down to the edicts and the fact that nobody else seems to be able to replicate them. Because obviously, at the beginning, seemingly from the map that was shown in the intro, Kairos started as just a random guy somewhere in the corner of the world. And he conquered the entirety of it through force. It wasn't some kind of a trick. It wasn't some, he didn't make them love him through like his personality. He conquered them with force because he has the edicts. The edicts are the crux of Kairos' power, powerful magic that they can shape the very landscape, give Kairos dominion over our reality. I hadn't considered that when the winds can be stirred by her very adherents, who's to question her control? My apologies for indulging myself in the philosophical. Is there anything I can do for you? What have you made? I haven't done anything for you at the moment. Check back later. A small village rests on the precipice of the crystal-ridden canyon. The man shuffles back further towards the wall behind him, avoiding as much contact with the horizon as possible. Fatebinder? A large grin flashes across his face only momentarily, masking a continuously worried expression. As poor a time as any to mention I am not too fond of heights, eh? He takes a deep breath and calms himself to the best of his abilities. If I can master this fear, then I can master anything. Oh, Sage's robes. Interesting. But I guess they are making an artifact for me to wear as my armor.
On it.
So, how are you doing with that, actually? And is that also dependent on... Yeah, it's dependent on my experience, right? I have to, like, spend time... Okay, I think I'm done for the time being. Let's travel back to the Earthshakers. You tense as heavy grey form flashes across the path before you. Long ribbed horns curve in graceful arcs from its skull, and hooves thunder against the stone. An ibex, hundreds of pounds of muscle, hide and bone, quick and crafty, and you with only moments to react. Yeah, let's hunt it. It might bring us all together, especially with kills in shadow. You have but a single chance to bring down the enormous yet nimble beast. Yeah, frost magic is obviously my best skill, so let's do that. Attack with frost magic. Your fingers twist and bend, shaping a growing sigil between them as arcane radiance limns your form. Time seems to dilate as the ibex bounds past trees and among rocks. You release the torrential power flowing through you, reaching towards the animal to direct the force of the spell at your target. The spell strikes true, reducing it to a cloud of splinters. The ibex moved more quickly than your magic, and you hear it sprinting to safety through the wilderness. What? So how could it strike true if I missed? What are you talking about? I guess I must have read it wrong. You know, it's late and I'm pretty tired, so...
Sorry, I can't.
What news have you of Basilion and the Azurith excavation? Basilion has run afoul of some beastmen in the region. Luckily, I was able to earn the tribe's respect and negotiate a truce before anyone was hurt. Then we are indeed fortunate for your aid. I would not wish for any of Cairn's followers to die, no matter how human or inhuman they may be. I will see to it that our guild takes greater care on our future expeditions, lest we repeat the mistakes of our past. Are the crystals... and the crystals for the ritual of all stones... hand her a bundle of cloth-covered gems. These should suffice. I have been assured they are of the finest clarity. Resplendent. I'll see to it that the guild's staffs are fitted with the Azurith in preparation for the ritual. Once we have fitted the Azurith, we can commence the ritual of all stones. I would invite you to join us, though it is for a selfish reason. Cairn will die whether or not we perform the ritual, yet I cannot bear to strike the killing blow. She glances to your side, staring at the far-off distance. That weight I will place on your shoulders. There is a tragic poetry in this, isn't it? Empowering Cairn's followers with his power in order to throw off Kairos' shackles, he will finally be free of his servitude and help others break from theirs. Don't be so eager about it, Isadora scowls. At least the irony of it pains me. Are you prepared? Well, I am prepared. She taps her staff once, twice, thrice on the ground. Let the land be heard. She continues as the Earthshakers gather, slowly chanting around her. Let the land be moved. Let the land bequeath cairn to us, her beloved, her wild spurs. Archon of stone, we gathered beseech you, we who believe, bequeath unto us your legacy. Okay, I shouldn't have done that, because I should have explored the Spire first, because what's nagging me is this thought that I'm missing an option, like maybe to even bring him back to life somehow. That wouldn't break the edict, I think, given the wording, but there has to be some kind of an alternative, isn't there? Like, there always is, and I just went with the obvious option. But I can't change it now, so the Scarlet Chorus are upon us. They've breached the perimeter. Oh, for Graven's glory. Isadora scrubs a hand down her face. Sweat trickles from her hairline. Rouse the guild and defend the compound. Do not allow the Scarlet Chorus to interrupt the ritual, no matter the cost. Understood? And she affixes you with a stony set expression. If the Chorus kills Cairn before we can complete the ritual, his legacy will be forever lost to us. You must not let them get to Cairn, or otherwise disrupt the ritual's geotrading grid. What should I do? Do not let them shatter the Azulith loads. If they dislodge one of the focal staffs, it is imperative you re-embed it into the load immediately, else the charge, and thus the entire ritual, could become unstable. Okay, I am going to save in case I fail. Is this the central one?
Heads up, we have company. Take that!
On your knees!
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't. On it.
Let the land shudder and tremble.
Fatebinder, you cannot let the Chorus hold the ritual. We've already siphoned too much of telluric energy from Cairn. If the geotrading resonance of the Azulith has become disarrayed, the resulting backlash could kill Cairn before we are able to absorb his essence. You must re-embed the focal staff into the Azulith load to realign the spectral grid. Yeah, re-embed the Earthshaker focal staff into the Azulith load to stabilize the ritual. Southwestern. Southwestern? Wouldn't that be this one? But they must mean this one because that's where the enemies are.
This weapon is useless!
no hope.
Not escape. Scum, run from Beastmen. Fast, fast, fast. Humans did not see Beast Woman's miss. Nope, nope. Felt nothing.
Take that!
Felt nothing.
Someone put me out!
Right.
Felt nothing. Felt nothing.
This weapon is junk.
Take that! This is useless. I should try something else.
As the ground beneath your feet settles, finally into a blissful calm, feelings of lightness and vitality begin to burble through your veins. The Edict of Stone has ceased, and with the dissipation of its powerful draining force, the world once again feels alive with arcane energy and currents of magic. The sense of weightlessness in your body brings to the mind the events of Ascension Hall and the end of the Edict of Execution. The Edict is gone, isn't it? Siren rubs her crown. Ever since we arrived, I've suffered the most unspeakable headache. Who knew that taking apart Kairos' enchantment would be such a relief? Can feel. The Stonelands are healing. Kills in Shadow takes a scraping of dirt and rubs it between her dark, gangly fingers. New growth, life, food. Blood pulse of the land is returning. Sacrificing Azure was too heavy of a cost for punishing Cairn. I'll be happy to see crops growing, even if it takes some back-breaking effort to get the Stone Sea in order. The wording of the Edict pounds through your skull with the clarity that usually comes from days of practice and repetition. It would seem that the Edict of Stone is now part of you. A Fatebinder, I fear we owe you a debt that can never be repaid. We were able to successfully imbue Cairn's energy in the Azurelith that adorns our gear, and even now we study the strange contortions like an illuminated manuscript. She twirls her splintered half of her own staff between her fingers, eyeing the energy that swirls within the bejeweled tip. The power we've attained is immense as the land herself. Might I guess what you would have us do with it? Well, I would have your guild join me. Already the Vengeance Guard and the Forgebound have pledged fealty to me, and I would treat you better than the disfavored have. She studies you for a long moment. She holds the look of a woman who has anticipated your offer with both eagerness and dread. Can you promise this would not draw Kairos' wrath upon us? Well, no, because I am directly opposing him and not even particularly hiding that fact. But I break edicts and rival Archons. I alone am strong enough to protect your guild. She raises an eyebrow, impressed. You certainly have the attitude of an Archon, I'll give you that. I won't ask if you can back it up your feats. I won't ask if you can back it up, as your feats speak well enough to that. Very well, Fatebinder. Our guild will back your efforts to alleviate the tears from Kairos' reign of destruction. Await me at Ascension Hall. You can represent your guild henceforth from there. Indeed, we will need to abandon this fort if we're trying to avoid capture by the disfavored. I am eager to seize Denia as well. I will see to it that preparations are made for coming March. Earth Mystics are smart to join Alpha's pack, has better chance for survival. She sniffs, chin raised. Beastwoman will enjoy slaughtering Kairos' tribe alongside Stone Archon's mystics, but do not forget, in order the order in pack, Beastwoman is second only to Alpha. Isadora returns a warm smile as she lifts her face, clearly bemused. Perhaps that is a rather strange assessment of our burgeoning alliance, but I feel honored to join you all the same. If you leave before us, see to it that you visit Cairn's remains. He may be gone, but there is yet a tingle of power within him to be harvested. Consider it a sign of our newly forged alliance. She hesitates, clearing her throat, before leaving you with one final thought. Keep in mind that while our guild does support you, there are still an unfortunate number of us stationed at Iron Hearth. A word of our treachery will reach Ashes soon, and the Earthshakers at his side will suffer. To survive, those we've left behind will have no choice but to serve the Archon of War more earnestly than ever. Should a time come when we are forced to face them on the battlefield, I can only ask that you be merciful to them at such a time. Sure, I'll do my best. What about you, Cairn? What do you have for me? Before you lies the broken body of Cairn, petrified in death. A residual tinge of power pulsates faintly beneath the surface of his skin. You can detect a subtle variation in 6 points alongside the Archon's body, the last expression of his diminishing life force. Okay, but will it tell me what the different things do before I pick them up? A large piece of Cairn's right hand. Remainder of Cairn's essence to dissipate. Eye fragment. Head fragment. Heart. Okay, it's a bit... like, I guess I wouldn't know. I am going to take a head fragment because I hope it's going to increase my magic somehow. You know, his head representing his mind. Extract a large piece of Cairn's head. Sure. So what did I get from that? +2 wits. Okay, this is regenerating vitality. It's not great. Let's see if I can get into the Spire somehow. Like, would that have the same icon as the like, I guess I will test it because I don't have anything else other than this. But it specifically says Aurora Spire. What is this one called? Dawning Spire. Ah, okay, it's this one. Yeah, I'm pretty confused by this. Like, what do I do with this? Like, I guess there is a way to... And this also confuses me. Like, specifically this. Because it's supposed to be symmetrical. But how can it be if there is no... How would I make those triangles from... Okay, it's the whole length of the circle, so it's like from here to here, the sort of the horn. Yeah, I don't think. I think I need the rest of it.
On it.
Yeah, I'm conflicted about this last part here.
Right.
Like, it kind of looks like it should form another triangle somewhere down here.
Right. Will do.
And how would that work though? Like, there is no node anywhere near here, so how would I make a triangle out of the remainder of it?
Will do.
Like, surely there has to be, like, I'll go back to the town and check with the merchants again if maybe one of them has like a, you know, like another drawing for that. This notebook is always the same. It is a a trash item, but that's a weird choice of a trash item, because obviously a journal should be something that's deeply personal to the person that has written in it. So how come it's like 3 copies of the same journal? Fatebinder, you have returned. I have heard tales of your heroic deeds at Stone Dawn. Our scavenging crew is back safe and sound. Those Beastmen, they are horrible monsters. He spits and grins it into the dirt with his shoe. The world would be a much better place if they weren't around. Well, to be honest, first of all, no, they specifically let them go because I asked them nicely. That's like one of the most civilized things that you can do. Watch your tongue, that's my tribe you're talking about. Well, to be honest, actually this is maybe a better response, because this would just cause him to hate me, I think. Whereas this is more sort of a life lesson type of a response. You may not like it, but they are here to stay. You'll have to learn to live with them. Grayson snorts derisively. No, I will not be happy until we don't have to deal with that filth anymore. They have been nothing but trouble, and conditions won't improve until we get rid of them. Human will fight Beastwoman, whole tribe, with what? Dulled sickle? Sling and stones? Humans are not ironclads, cannot stand against Beastwoman's killing claws and rending teeth. She sniffs, voice gruff as she commands. Come, fight and die. Spoken just like a monster. Convince me to trust you, then stab me when I turn my back. You're all the same. We're done here. I will thank you for what you've done. But that is all, just about all you'll get from me. Suit yourself then. It'll be easier now that our way through, making our way through the stone sea, now that the quakes have settled down. I even heard the Beastmen haven't been as active lately. Where's the trader? Oh, Charit? I don't know that person, I think. What do you have for sale? Sigil of Atrophy. Fatebinder, I can't thank you enough for saving us from those wretched beasts. Thanks to you, I am alive and able to reopen for business. I think that calls for a stock discount, don't you? What do you have? Well, nothing about what I wanted, which is... Like, I don't know where to look for it. I will get back there and try a couple of more configurations, because I think I have like the solid majority of it figured out. It's just the bottom that I'm not sure about. The ground trembles around you, cracks forming at your feet, forcing you back. The hills rumble, slogging away into the ruptured landscape. Figures move towards you through the dust, their silhouettes defined against the soft violet glow. They resolve into robed men and women, armed with staffs and flanked by the iron-shod warriors, bearing the scarred heraldry of the disfavored. You took Cairn from us, you motherless cur, one of the Earthshaker's hisses, stuff flaring with russet light. Worse, you have seduced our guild into insurrection, but like Teratus we endure, and like Teratus we shall drink your blood and grind your bones into dust. Well, maybe we can talk about it. Your hands near your weapons as you consider your words carefully. Diffuse the situation, attempt subterfuge. You can calmly raise your hands and adopt your most rational tone. You attempt to show them their reason. Cairn's doom was sealed by the Overlord's edict, not by your actions, and Radix's stronghold could not have held out against the Chorus and Stonestalker's forces arrayed against it without your intervention. You did help their brothers and sisters, the Earthshaker admits, and you seem to respect Cairn even if you ended him. He nods. Today you may go your separate ways, but when we meet again, it will be as enemies. Then he leaves you to continue your journey. Okay, let me take a look at it again. It's this part here that confuses me.
On it. On it.
Like, what would be the... This is obviously closed here, which is something I have to remember, that sometimes it might seem there is no line, but there actually is. It just isn't showcased, such as here. So... Let's try going... like the reverse of this? Like this? It would be here, then here, here. Okay, great. I am very pleased with this. But I will actually enter the Spire and figure it out next time, because this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!